What a crowd, what a crowd. Looks are not that important. It's underneath what counts, soul, depth. That's what's important, not looks. And how many times you take a walk in the street, you see a tall, handsome man walking arm in arm with a short, fat, ugly girl. I never saw that. Did you ever see that? I never saw that, you know. I thought I saw that, you know.
There are comedians who make people laugh with clever observations. Others rely on outrageous energy or wild performances. But then there was one man who could walk onto a stage, sigh, complain about his miserable life for a few minutes, and leave an audience roaring with laughter. He joked that he was so ugly, even a mugger wanted to swap masks with him. He claimed his parents divorced, then neither of them wanted custody. His doctor mocked him. His wife ignored him. His kids outsmarted him. Even his own dog seemed to have more respect than he did. On paper, it sounds like the saddest life imaginable. Somehow, it became comedy gold. That man was Rodney Dangerfield, the comedian who turned insecurity into a legendary brand, transformed rejection into punchlines, and made the phrase, "I don't get no respect," one of the most recognizable catchphrases in comedy history. What made Rodney extraordinary wasn't elaborate storytelling or flashy performances. It was his ability to deliver one devastating joke after another with a completely straight face, making every disaster sound like just another ordinary Tuesday. The harder life seemed to hit him, the louder audiences laughed. So how did a man who spent years struggling to find success become one of the greatest stand-up comedians of all time? And why do jokes written more than 4 decades ago still leave audiences laughing today? Let's take a look at Rodney Dangerfield's most unforgettable moments and discover the brilliant comedic formula hidden behind every no-respect joke.
I can't get girls anymore, you kidding?
Tough, huh?
Now, at my age, you become a hooky. Now, you get older, it's tough to get girls tough, I tell you, John. I think the best thing to be is bisexual. Then you got a shot at everybody. Oh, very, very. Not a I know how I'm feeling. Going along, trying to find togetherness. I got no togetherness in my house either. My wife, my kids, nothing. Like the last time I took my boy to Coney Island, I want to show him a good time, you know? I said to him, kid, it's his $10. It's your day. Do whatever you want. The kid took a cab home. Older, and I took out one girl. Ooh, she was old. Ooh. How old? I'll tell you how old. She was so old when she went to school. They didn't have history. I'll tell you something else. She was fat, too.
She was fat?
She was so fat, she got in the scale, a card came out, said one at a time. She was fat. Now, I'll tell you, this girl was old, fat, and ugly.
Yeah, ugly, too.
How ugly? I'll tell you, she was known as a two-bagger. That's the girl who's so ugly, you go out with her, you put a bag over your head in case the bag over her head breaks.
At first glance, Rodney Dangerfield didn't look like a comedy superstar. He wasn't the loudest performer. He didn't rely on crazy facial expressions. He rarely told long, dramatic stories. Instead, he walked onto the stage looking almost defeated. And somehow, that was exactly what made him unforgettable. Most comedians try to convince the audience that they're the smartest person in the room. Rodney did the complete opposite. He made himself the punchline. Every joke was another reminder that life never seemed to go his way. His parents didn't respect him. His wife didn't respect him. His doctor didn't respect him. Even complete strangers somehow found new ways to disrespect him. And the audience loved every second of it. But here's the genius behind his comedy. Rodney wasn't really laughing at himself. He was laughing at something every single person has experienced. Rejection, embarrassment, failure, that awkward feeling of not fitting in. Instead of hiding those emotions, Rodney exaggerated them until they became ridiculous. He transformed ordinary disappointments into disasters so absurd that laughing became the only possible reaction. That's why every appearance felt different. The audience wasn't just waiting for the next joke. They were waiting to discover, what unbelievably terrible thing is going to happen to Rodney next? Even television hosts struggle to keep a straight face. You can see it in interview after interview. Before Rodney even finished a punchline, the host was already laughing. Not because the jokes were complicated, but because Rodney delivered every outrageous line as if he were reading tomorrow's weather forecast. No excitement. No dramatic pause. Just complete confidence that the universe had once again found a brand new way to make his life miserable. And somehow, that confidence made every joke even funnier.
Thank you, Rap.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
May I check your game board?
No, thanks. I'll keep it. It cost me a fortune, you know what I mean? Hey, but take this for yourself, okay? Hey, take this too in case you change your mind, all right? Yeah, I'll tell you, for a blind date, I never expected a dish like you know?
Yes, and I'll have to thank Tom for bringing us together. So you say you were a friend of Tom's. How did you meet him?
It was on a blind date. Hey, this is a good joint, expensive. That way to keep out the lowlife, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Hey, honey, do me a favor. I got an itch back. Will you scratch my back? Get it over here. One more. I want to tell you one thing. Let's stay here. I'll tell you.
Let's hear. How
He
ugly?
was so ugly.
How ugly?
You look in a dictionary under the word ugly, you see her picture. The truth, and my wife and I, we never had. We get undressed, we can't stop laughing, you know? I mean, the last time I made love to my wife, it was ridiculous. Nothing was happening. I looked at her, I said, what's the matter? Can't you think of anyone either? A lot of them plugging my album, a new album, I no respect. So it's
going well, is it?
It's going real good. It's on the charts, a bullet, whatever that means, you know? And do you hold up the backside too of the album?
Yes, I don't know
Can you show them the back? Yeah, that's a cute little thing there.
Now you can understand about no
Can you see
respect.
that?
One of the strangest things about watching Rodney Dangerfield wasn't just hearing the jokes. It was watching everyone else react to them. Take a closer look at his appearances on The Tonight Show. Before Rodney even reached the punchline, Johnny Carson was already smiling. A few seconds later, he was laughing so hard he could barely stay in his chair. That wasn't an accident. It happened again. And again. And again. Because Carson understood something most people didn't. Rodney wasn't simply telling jokes. He was creating expectation. Every time he opened his mouth, the audience already knew something terrible was about to happen. To Rodney. Not to anyone else. To Rodney. That tiny delay became part of the comedy. The audience wasn't laughing only because of the punchline. They were laughing because they could already imagine where his twisted logic was going. A normal comedian surprises the audience. Rodney trained his audience to anticipate disaster. Then somehow, he still surprised them anyway. That's incredibly difficult to do. Comedy usually depends on hiding the ending. Rodney made the ending almost predictable. Yet the specific punchline was always so absurd that nobody saw it coming. That balance between familiarity and surprise became his signature. It's one of the reasons comedians still study his performances decades later. Notice something else. Rodney almost never laughed at his own jokes. His face stayed serious. His voice barely changed. His expression suggested none of this was funny. Only painfully normal. And somehow, that made everything even funnier. Because if Rodney himself wasn't shocked anymore, the audience had no choice but to laugh for him.
I'm in bad shape.
Yeah.
Drinking, eating, took terrible to me.
Yeah.
And when the other day I had a fight with a midget, he put me out of commission.
Well,
Yeah, he ran through my legs throwing punches.
life's not easy.
Not easy. You
Not
can't trust
easy.
doctors either. They're all mixed up. You
really
kidding?
think so, huh?
My proctologist used to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Hey, he took x-rays, told me to bend over and say cheese. Now, what's that?
Piggy.
Now, Yeah, but my friend Dr. Vinny Boombatz.
Vinny Boombatz, how is
Oh, he's okay, fine.
How is the good doctor?
He's not mixed up at all. He knows what he's doing every minute. He's busy writing.
Is he doing some new book, is he?
Oh, a new book just came out, a big book, Johnny. Love story.
Love story?
All about a girl who had a wild romance with an architect.
What's it called?
The book is entitled She Fell in Love with His High-Rise. Here in Vegas, I worked at a very small hotel.
Small
Very
place?
small. Oh, small. You kidding? The slot machine had one fruit, you know.
I didn't
Very
Small place.
small. You
Yeah.
kidding? But at showbiz, there's always problems, Johnny. Showbiz, forget about it. Last week, my fan club broke up. You know, the guy died. Showbiz, you kidding? You know, I've been knocking around for years, you know.
Yeah.
Now, you kid, when I started in showbiz, I was in ventriloquism. Then I had to quit. I got too big for the guy's lap, you know.
Well, you know. How's your health?
It's always, health is okay. We'll get to the health.
Yeah, we'll get to the health. Didn't want to rush
Set
you.
my continuity here. You gotta watch out for this stuff here. You know how it is, don't you?
What do you
I
want to
got
talk
other
about?
problems beside health.
What are some
too,
of the
you know.
other problems?
I'm still drinking too much.
Oh.
I'm a bad drinker. Forget it.
Bad drinker, huh?
I got loaded a few weeks ago. The way I carried on, it was awful, Johnny.
Yeah.
Well, I'll put it this way. I mean, it's good to be back to men's clothes again, you know?
By the end of every performance, something remarkable had happened. Rodney Dangerfield never convinced us that his life was perfect. He never pretended to be the hero. He never claimed to have all the answers. Instead, he reminded us that failure is something every person understands. Rejection, embarrassment, growing older, feeling overlooked. These are experiences that unite almost everyone. Most people try to hide those moments. Rodney did the exact opposite. He walked onto a stage, placed every insecurity under a spotlight, and somehow made millions of strangers laugh at the very things they feared most in themselves. That was his real gift. His comedy was never about being miserable. It was about proving that even life's worst moments lose their power once we can laugh at them. That's why his jokes still work decades later. The clothes have changed. The audience has changed. Even comedy itself has changed. But human emotions haven't. People still fear rejection. People still worry about getting older. People still laugh when someone turns everyday frustration into something wonderfully ridiculous. Rodney understood something timeless. The best comedians don't make us laugh at them. They make us recognize ourselves. And perhaps that's why, every time Rodney walked onto a stage saying he got no respect, he earned exactly what every comedian hopes for: the respect of generations.